Tampa Bay, you're listening to the Pewtercast.
Welcome to the Pewtercast. I am Brent Allen, joined as always by my good friend Ren Daxt. Ren,
yo,
happy Hanukkah to you, my friend.
Thank you. We're a day late, aren't we?
Well, it's like 8 days long or something like that.
Sure. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know
Sure.
if you celebrate or not, but to any of our listeners out there who may be celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. Yeah.
I do not celebrate Hanukkah.
I didn't think you did.
I should though, because don't you get like the first day you get one present, the second day you get two, and the third day you get three, and there's 12 days.
I know there's like a lot of presents involved.
Yeah, and I think it's 12 days of Hanukkah.
It's cool. I asked somebody one year, I was like, so I'm not Jewish, but Hanukkah sounds really cool. Like, can I celebrate that one year? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And I went, cool. I have no idea what I'm doing with it.
I do it without actually having to convert with the huge buy-in of 2 years of being vetted and have to go to synagogue. Can I just do the presents thing?
Yeah, I think you can actually too. Yeah. But anyway, all of that said, to all of our friends out there who are celebrating Hanukkah, hello. May your days be festive and filled with light in this Hanukkah season. Happy season. So, but Ren, we are not here to talk about the holidays. We're not here to talk about Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, or any of those other things that are happening right now. It is time to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we got an actual game this week to get ready for. Woot, woot.
I've got a bone to pick with the Buccaneers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So have you seen on Twitter? This is going to be a good show because I got a couple of bones to pick with the Buccaneers this week. Have you seen on Twitter, like during the week, maybe like they put it up on Thursday or something, and there'll be a picture of like a Buccaneers helmet, like somewhere in the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, and they kind of have a poem. You know, they're like,
no, I've missed this altogether.
You haven't seen this?
No, I've missed this altogether. And I'm sad because I followed the team quite closely and I've missed this. Tell me about it.
It's like a game day prize treasure chest thing. Okay. And there's a picture. I mean, it's not like an obvious picture, but there's a picture of the helmet at the spot. And there's kind of like this little poem about where the prize pack is. Like before COVID.
Yeah. I've seen
before COVID, you'd had to like go and show up and they'd give you the prize pack. But since, with COVID, they, you just, you hit the link and then you reply where it is. And I've done it a couple of times, right? Well, I think I won, but I don't know because I got this in the mail today. I'm grabbing it.
Uh-oh. Ren is leaning over, grabbing it, and now he's holding up. What do you have in your hand there, Ren?
I got a Buccaneers Go Bucs towel.
Okay. Is that like the terrible towel? Like you can wave it in the stands?
It's the free giveaway they give to like 50,000 people when they show up on Sunday.
Right. And this was the one that they had a bunch of these extras because they didn't have enough people show up at the game.
There you go.
Yeah.
I also got a Buccaneers flag.
Okay. Super cool.
I have a few of these.
For anyone who wants more information on that, go about 2 seasons back. And
yes. I made a terrible mistake and told all of our listeners that if you'd like a Buccaneers flag, I'll mail you one. $300 later, I did it.
Brent shows up at where they're giving away, and they hand him a box and says, "Here, have at it, pal."
Yeah, I had to show her. I'm like, "Who's in charge here?" She's like, "Oh, we kind of all are." I'm like, "Okay, I need like 60 flags." And she goes, "What?" And I had to show her on my phone, like the feed of all these people's and addresses and stuff, saying they wanted it, because I don't know, maybe she thought I was going to take them and sell them on eBay or something, which, that would have been the first thing. I'm like, get out of here, dude. Like, go hustle somebody else. But she, instead of giving me like 60 flags, she gave me the whole box. I think there's 80 in them.
Yeah.
So I still got a couple floating around.
So you got a towel, you got a flag. What else you get?
And then I got this, which is a clear fanny pack.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Really?
I would never wear that, but somebody would, and that's like amazing.
I would never. It's so awesome. I would never wear it.
No, but like it like
has the Buccaneers flags on the band that goes around the waist, and it's a clip, and it's a clear bag, but it says "Go Bucs" on the front.
Yeah,
it's for stadium use.
You got to have a clear bag to get in the stadium.
Right. If you bring anything in, you can put it in your pockets, but I guess in case you don't have any pockets or you got to bring something else and you bring this in. Yeah. I'm with you. I am not wearing it. I will not wear it either. So like I'm not even sure I'm going to go through the effort to try to give it to someone. It might just go straight in the trash. I'm sorry, Buccaneers. I'm just being honest. Okay.
So
No. Here's the kicker. Now, I don't know it came from the Buccaneers because there's no return address on the envelope, but the mailman knocks on my back door today. Pretty good friends with the mailman, see him a lot. Hey, how you doing? Good. And he had to collect.
Oh no. $2 for postage, $2.50 in postage. Oh no.
Didn't put enough postage on it. I had to pay $2.50 to get it. I didn't know what it was, and there's no return address on it. So I entered the Buccaneers contest, won it, and had to pay $2.50 to get 2 free giveaways and something I'm never going to wear. Now, thank you very much for sending it to me. It's an honor to win. It's glad to be here. Blah blah blah. Everyone that was nominated. I can't believe I'm up here. I can't believe I won. But seriously,
you do that so well, Ren.
I had to pay $2.50 for a flag that I have like 12 of. And a towel that I think will fall apart the first time I wash it. And something I'm never going to use. And I didn't even use it when they were in style in the 80s. Like, fanny packs are not my thing.
I had a fanny pack when I was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
Not since, but I had one then.
Did you have a Trapper Keeper too?
I did. Oh, absolutely. Oh, gosh.
With puffy unicorn stickers?
So great. Every year when I got a new Trapper Keeper, it was so great.
It was pretty great. I did have a Trapper Keeper.
It was pretty great.
Yeah, I was always jealous that my friends would have one with like an NFL one with a big NFL shield on it. I could never find it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd always end up going with something with space. Like, yeah, it's Saturn.
It always worries me, Ren, when you start the show with, I got a bone to pick with the Buccaneers. And I go,
here we go.
Great. That was great.
Here we go.
Well, guys, I want to say welcome to everyone out there who has joined us live at YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, the pewtercast.live, or the pewtercast.com, whichever your choice is. They both work now. After so long, it finally is working. Or if you're listening to us on the podcast feed later, as many thousands of you will there. Hello, and welcome to you. This is our Buck in the News show for I think it's week 14, but it's game 13 for us because of the bye week now, if that's how that works. Yes. Anyway, this is the Buccaneers versus the Vikings. This is the last of a 3-game homestand at Raymond James Stadium for the Buccaneers as they head into the final leg of the season. This is the show where basically we wait until the end of the week for all of the news stories to come out because sometimes you only get a partial story earlier in the week. So this gives us a chance to get the whole thing. And we're going to talk about everything that's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. We'll start by talking about the roster moves, the transactions that people have made, keep updates on that. We'll also talk about the headlines that have come out over the course of the week and maybe what someone did or did not say in a press conference. That should be fun to get into. We'll also take a look at the injury report as we turn towards this Vikings game, and we'll talk about what we're looking forward to in this weekend. We'll talk about the predictive MVPs, and that'll be a show. But, Ren, we are not here alone.
We are not.
We are not here alone. Waiting patiently. Good longtime friend of the show. Actually, Ren goes back to before you were on the show, for you anyway, personally.
Yeah.
And we have our good friend from Real Bucs Talk, Michael Pless, joining us here for Buck in the News. Michael, welcome to the Pewtercast, my friend.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing? Thank you for having me on.
Pleasure to have you here. And thanks for letting me be on your show earlier this week, too.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was laughing the whole time during that intro. That was awesome.
Like, what is that, man?
Make me pay for it.
Here's stuff you don't want here, and you got to pay for it.
It's one of those things. Like to be, it seems weird that would come from anybody other than the Buccaneers.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be what it is.
I've gotten a few things from the Buccaneers in the past, and it always comes in like a white envelope with the team logo and everything stamped on the front, like it's official mail from the team. Like that's usually what stuff like that gets sent in. So it's weird.
But yeah, I don't get it. And there was no card like, hey, this is for winning this. But I can't even imagine who else would send it to me. Like, who else knows my address?
Right.
Well, now everyone does. But
yeah, you just showed it. Everybody go get screen caps of the
show up at Ren's door, get a shotgun to the face, knock on the door.
Listen, everybody out there, grab something, put an envelope, and mail it to Ren with not enough postage. That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, actually. That was something I would do for sure. And it'd be like 2 thumbtacks.
Put something a little heavier in
awesome.
there to weight it down.
Some
So.
pocket lint and a poker chip.
Right. So, what, Michael, catch us up on what you and Mark have going on over at Real Bucs Talk. These guys, listen, if you guys don't know who Real Bucs Talk is, you should. They've been around just as long as we have, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not really entirely sure when you guys first got started, but you guys are the kings, I will say, of doing the film work. You've been doing it for a very, very long time. You guys do a really great job. And I said this on your show, and I think it bears repeating here. Whenever people come and ask me like, hey, I want to start a new podcast, my response is almost always the same. I say, yes, that's great. Find out what everybody else is doing out there and then do something different. Bring something new to the table that not everybody else is already doing. And Michael, that's what you guys do over there. You have something that is different really than what just about everybody else out there is doing. And there are a few others, but you guys, in my opinion, are at the top of the list as far as people who do film breakdowns and stuff. But catch us up on what all you guys have going on over there.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're you can check out our YouTube channel. That's where like all of our content is. So we do a lot of like, Brent said, just, film study. We do live streams on Monday nights, 8:00. So you can catch that out. But yeah, mainly it's film study that we really dive into. That's our bread and butter. So we usually have that out, Wednesdays, or sometimes over the weekends. Our latest video is up, previewing the game against the Vikings. So that was a fun one to do. So be sure to check that out. And you can catch us. Everything's at Real Bucs Talk. You can find us, just by searching that in on Google.
All right. Good stuff. And yeah, you and Mark, like I said, you guys have some good stuff going on over there. So
appreciate it.
Well, with that, gentlemen, why don't we go ahead and jump into all of the content that we have for today? We start at the top of the list as we do every show, talking about the roster moves. Now, this was a bye week, and we didn't really do one of these shows last week. So just a few things to catch us up on. The Buccaneers finally signed Jeremiah Ledbetter to the active roster. They have had him on that protected list that the league's been able to do this year. They've had him on the protected list for several weeks in a row, but they finally brought him up to the active roster, making room for him. And a little bit of a surprise move for me. I don't know about for you guys, but they waived inside linebacker Jack Sitchie, who was 5th round draft pick a couple of years ago, I think, somewhere around there. But he was a draft pick a couple of years ago.
Mr. Glass.
Yeah. He's had a lot of injuries lately.
Yeah, he got picked up and failed the physical.
He did. With the Patriots, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
He just signed back to their practice squad today.
At the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I was excited to see sort of what he could do when Quan blew out his knee so early in the season, 3 years ago, I think it was. And then Sitchie came in and he was in for 4 plays and he blew his knee. So that was the end of that. And then he came back and then, like for some reason, the guy on the kickoff coverage team was allowed to pick Jack Sitchie up and tackle him. Which, it's pretty sure that's a holding, but whatever. And Jack Sitchie put his arm down to sort of brace him as he's coming down and knocked his elbow out of place. And it was a pretty grotesque injury. And that's just kind of what he was coming out of Wisconsin. He blew both knees out at one point. And I think he had a wrist injury. Like he barely played at Wisconsin. He barely played here. And, obviously someone who keeps battling through that really loves football, but
and he keeps getting picked up,
once.
They let him go until, no, but I mean, the Buccaneers kept him around. Like they liked him enough to not just be like, okay, what do they do? The injury settlement and see you later. Like it wasn't that, they wanted him enough to stick around. Yeah. He's just he's that classic example of somebody who's just injury prone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no accounting for it, right? I don't know if there's any physics behind it. That was
no, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
He's just made of glass.
Yeah.
He'll open a comic book store in New York, selling, one original pieces of art and cause train wrecks.
There you go. But he'll turn up in a movie 18 years later and you'll be like, oh my gosh, it was connected all the time. Anyway, also in roster moves this week, the Buccaneers have activated defensive lineman Benning Patoe and Vita Vea from the COVID list. I didn't know that Vita was on the COVID list, but I think he was only there for like 3 days or something before he tested out of it. And Patoe is returning to the practice squad. Vita, of course, is still back on IR with the Achilles. It was Achilles, I think it was. Blowout.
No, that was OJ. He broke his ankle. Devin White landed on his ankle.
That's right. What happened to Vita? I saw Vita.
Vita was his ankle.
Yeah,
it was an ankle.
OJ Howard was Achilles.
Gotcha. Kenjon Barner is signed to the active roster from the practice squad, and this is actually probably the first more big news. They waived wide receiver Jaden Mickens, who has served most of the year as one of our return guys, and now those duties will fall to Kenjon Barner. And Bruce Arians talking about this was like, yeah, we didn't need 7 wide receivers on the team, so we went with the extra running back, and that was like his, it's like Jaden didn't do anything wrong. We just didn't need the extra wide receiver.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you try to bring COVID into the organization. You get cut. So, end of story. No, I mean, they tried Jaden Mickens out, the Chicago game when everyone was hurt. They brought him in and then the ball bounced off his helmet a game later. And BA talked about how great his hands was. It was just, he was waiting to be replaced until something happened. And BA said it best. It's like, I got 7 receivers. He's like, I can't keep them all active. So let's use a roster spot where I can get a guy active up there. And so yeah, now Barner will now be returning kicks for us, I guess.
Yeah, Mickens, I mean, he didn't provide anything as far as special teams goes. So I mean, that was where he needed to shine, and unfortunately he just didn't get the opportunity. I mean, he had the opportunities, but just didn't do anything with them. And then once you got, like Ren said, COVID and and plus, the addition of Antonio Brown, and then, the other receivers that we had on the team, pretty much he was not needed anymore. So moved on. And Barner, I think, just adds a little bit more. They're going to see what they can do with him.
Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, I don't see the upgrade necessarily from Minkins to Barner as a return guy. But we'll, sure. Like, this is one of those spots where you're kind of like, most of the time they stand in the end zone, wave their hands back and forth.
Right.
And the rest of the time is like, just don't cough up the ball, like, and we'll be okay. Moving on with that, also Jaden Minkins did clear waivers and he is back with the team on the practice squad. Now the final one, this is go ahead.
No, I thought he was gone. So I'm like, oops. Like I just told him, he's crappy, and now he's back on the team. So I didn't mean that until you're cut again. Then I did.
He takes it all back.
I take it all back till you're cut again.
Probably the big one is offensive lineman Ted Larson has signed with the team. Now, to be clear, he is on the practice squad for right now. He is not on the active roster. Something in me says we'll probably see him get moved up to the active roster at some point. I would think he would. And he really comes replacing AQ Shipley, who went on injured reserve and probably retired or something of that nature with the career-ending injury he suffered a few weeks ago. Now Ted Larson is a guy that I happen to know a little bit about, and don't ask me why, I just do. This is his second stint with the Buccaneers. Ren, do you remember Ted Larson when he was here for the first time, or plus either one of you guys? I usually pick on Ren for the history of it.
Yeah, no, I do. I remember, back in 2010, he was here. He was a big part of the 2010 team, actually.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the starting. I think he started at left guard. He started at center, I believe, at times. I think he had a big block to key actually a Cadillac Williams run. Remember that name? Okay. Cadillac Williams to win against, I believe it was the Panthers. He had a nice block there, sprung Cadillac loose. So yeah, he was a decent player. He's been a decent player for most of his career. Spot in starter, typical, versatile backup. Kind of fits in kind of the same role as like you said, Shipley is going to provide.
Right.
Yes, I remember him too.
He was here for 4 years, by the way, 2010 to 2013. He was drafted that year in 2010 in the 6th round by the New England Patriots and wound up landing in Tampa. I guess probably cut during camp or something of that nature. Spent those 4 years here. He's actually a local to Tampa. Did you guys know that? He's local to Tampa, went to Palm Harbor University High School. And
yep. You sound like Donald Trump right now. Like you just learned something. So you're like, did you guys know that? You guys know that? Yeah. Yes, Mr. President. We knew that.
All right. Well, fine.
Yes, fine. I've seen a picture of the Great Wall of China. Thank you.
And you mentioned plus him being sort of a virtual plug-in starter. He has played in 137 games over the course of his career, started in 88 of them. and was one of the starting linemen in Arizona in 2014 with Arians. Started all 16 games and in one of their playoff games. So, this is not a slouch that they're bringing in. That's why I'm kind of, the only curiosity to me is why are they putting him on the practice squad and not like directly to the active roster?
Because they want to get him up to speed without taking away a roster spot from one of the linemen that already know what they're doing. And since he agreed to go on the practice squad, that's the best way to do it. Like, he may not have been their first choice, but I think they were looking for someone who would agree to, take the, like $16,000 a week to sit on the practice squad. And I don't know if he gets moved up or not, to be honest. But it's really nice. But it's a smart, that's what GMs do. Like, you cover all your bases. It's like Shipley went down, you need somebody to replace him down the line, and they went and got somebody who's grown up here, familiar with the organization, even though it was probably pre everybody that's with it now.
But he is familiar with Arians and his system.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's a relationship there, already, planted. So it makes sense, football move, and it's a business move for Larson as well, a smart one, because, he's from here. So it's, nice to move back and, be in a place where you know what you're doing.
Sure. All right. Well, that is our roster moves for the week. So we'll see where that goes.
They're always so exciting. The
roster moves.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. All right. Headlines. Let's move over to headlines. Let's talk about some of these. Got a couple of good ones, got a couple of sad ones, and a couple of what the hell did he just say? And I don't know that any one is like a lead story out of any one of them. Bryn, which one do you want to tackle first? I feel like you got one you really want to tackle. Which one do you want to go with first?
No. I want to get the boring ones out of the way first.
Okay, fine. Boring ones out of the way. Chris Godwin had surgery on Tuesday to remove some pins out of his broken index finger.
Oh, we got more boring ones than that.
Well, this is literally the order that I just plucked them off of out of the weekend. So he had that. He wasn't supposed to catch practice balls in practice till today. He's going to go in the game. It's not going to hold him back at all. Jamel Dean was out for a couple weeks with concussion protocol. Good news, he's back with the team. Oh, but wait, now he's out with a groin injury.
Mm-hmm.
So come right back from concussion, and then I don't know, he stood up off his couch too fast or something, and
he listed as doubtful. What do you think, Michael? Do you think he's going to play?
I would assume he's probably out, for this week.
Yeah, me too.
They say he's a game time decision, but I'm not buying that. We've heard that before, and usually they don't play. So
yeah, especially, and I mean, like, Jamel Dean is not a crux on this team. You know what I mean? Like he's not the he's not the quarterback. He's not Mike Evans. He's not any of the stars on this team. Don't get me wrong. I think we miss him when he's not there, but it's a soft tissue injury. We don't.
Yeah, and a leg injury. Like, of all the appendages of all the appendages, I don't know what that happened. Of all the appendages he needs to play, his legs are number one, and he's hurt his groin, so we'll see. I don't think he's playing.
Yeah, take your time with that. With that, hey, did you guys know that Roger Goodell's in town this week? He'll be in attendance at the game. This was a big enough headline to get a full story out of it. Mostly, I think, checking in on Super Bowl prep for the league. In that, some things we found out, it is still not a guarantee that they're going to have fans in the stands during the Super Bowl. Like, that is still up.
Yes, it is. Not officially guaranteed.
Exactly. So it's
in Ren's head, which is like, I mean, calculate real quick, 98% right. Fans are going to be in the stands. They just are. Well, at least corporate fans.
They're certainly.
I agree with that last point.
They're definitely heading to that. But the other thing is they talked about potentially putting the players into some sort of a bubble during the playoffs to ensure that everything can go forward. What do you guys think about that?
Also, something I said that like a long time ago.
Yeah,
when they were talking about
the season.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna, as soon as the playoff teams is like, if this doesn't get any better, and I don't think that it's gone badly enough for teams to go ahead and you go to Orlando and you put them all at Disney and they have all the fields they need to go practice and play, and then you just bust them over. Right. And then it's just like the hockey bubble and the NBA bubble. Mm-hmm. Once you lose, like, you get on a plane at Orlando International Airport, or you get a different hotel and your family comes down, you hang out at Orlando and Disney and SeaWorld and all those places for a week. But
Except Roger Goodell specifically said it wouldn't be like the bubble that the Major League Baseball or the NBA or the Hockey League had.
Sure.
Now, what it looks like outside of that, I don't know. But he said it won't be that.
That's not a,
but it could
that's
be
not a bubble. That's not a bubble. Then what is it?
I know, right? That was my like.
You have to stay in the state of Florida. Okay.
That is the bubble.
That's the bubble.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. How they move forward with that.
Yeah.
But fans will be in the stands, and I'm not ready to say that they're going to bubble up for the playoffs. But if I was the commissioner, that's what I would do. Like you've battled through this. You've played games every single day of the week. You've made Denver play without a quarterback. Like just bubble it up so no one can claim that it was, they lost because of this or they lost because of that, because you really don't want to have to move any of these games to a different day, because then all of a sudden the competitive edge will come in, and this is for all of them. This is lose or go home. So just bubble them up, get them room service, let them go out there and play at, on ESPN Wild World of Sports, and everything will be fine.
And it'll just be for a month.
Right.
If you win them all.
Yeah.
It'd be for a week.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, let's a little bit of sad news. Let's take care of this one. Get this one done. Former Buccaneers head coach Ray Perkins passed away this week. He coached from the Buccaneers from 1987 to 1990, and a big successful time here in Tampa Bay.
No, it was one of the worst.
Yeah,
I think he went 2-14 like 3 of the 5 years or something. It was bad. It was real bad. It wasn't his fault necessarily. I mean, he coached for Alabama before that. He was a well-respected guy. He was kind of one of those hardliners where would like tell guys to get in fights at practice. Like 2 days weren't enough. Like, you don't need no water, you stinking sissy. Like that type of coach. But yeah, they were bad years. They were lean years for sure. Like if you wore your Buccaneer shirt to school, like you weren't a popular kid that day. You're gonna catch some flack.
There you go. So anyway, he passed away. All right. Good news. Let's go to the good news. Shaq Barrett and his wife Jordana have launched their family foundation, the 50/50 Foundation. It's stylized with the word FIFTY and then the number 50, 5050foundation.com for anybody out there who wants to go check that out. Designed to help kids in the foster care system, specifically in the Denver area, not in Tampa. But their plan is to open a big rec center, and it's going to help kids that are in the system. So that's their thing. A lot of that comes from Jordana actually grew up in the foster care system. So that's their connect there for where they're going to help.
That's awesome.
Out. So
yeah, that's cool.
I like when they're good in the community. They do that kind of stuff. Speaking of being good in the community, big news. Mike Evans is nominated for the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year Award for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Certainly deserves it. Has done quite a bit, not only on the field, but also off the field. Any surprises here that it's Mike Evans? Do you think it might be somebody else this year?
No, not surprised. I mean, Mike Evans is class act and, great football player, even better off the field. So I think he's well deserving.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Gerald McCoy didn't go on Twitter and get all mad because Mike Evans was nominated for his award. So I think they just gave it to Sue. That would have been more hilarious. No, yeah, Mike's great. This is an award that carries a lot of weight with the players, and you get to wear sort of it's a patch, or even I think it's even sewn in of not a silhouette,
but a sticker on their helmet this year. They get like a special sticker on their helmet this year.
No, like you get it sewn into your jersey, and you get to wear it for the rest of your career wherever you may go.
Oh.
Yeah, like next time you see Drew Brees, like I know he has it on his. Like it's a big deal to the players. So
you mean like if you win?
Yeah.
If you win, the helmet on the sticker is he gets to wear that just as the nominee, like for the rest of the year. So
okay. No, it's no. I'm just thinking like I'm not really big into helmet stickers.
Okay.
As sort of memoriams and things like that. I think Mike's checking his Twitter feed. Michael's checking his Twitter feed. Like, well, how do you feel about helmet stickers as far as like, the owner of the team from 3 owners ago passed away. Let's put an SQ sticker on the back of our helmet for a year. Like, do you think
I think stickers are okay. I mean, as long as they have meaning, I think it's fine. I don't.
No unicorn stickers.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's like it's representing something, I'm okay for that. If it's just to put a sticker on there, then obviously no. But if it has like personal meaning or value, I think that's cool.
I don't know. I think it's nice. I think you should do more. If someone has enough clout that you feel you have to do something with a sticker, then I think you should do more. It's like changing your Instagram, page to something for a day, or your Avi on Facebook to something for a month because something terrible happened and you're showing your support. It's like, okay, you're like at this point, if you're known well enough, throughout the community, local celebrity, if you will, like you have to do it. Because if you don't do it, you're going to get yelled at.
Right.
But I don't know. That has nothing really to do with the helmet sticker. I just think that it should do more. I like the what are you shaking your head at?
It's the weirdest. I don't like the fact that they put a sticker on their helmet. It's just the weirdest.
I just think it's an empty gesture. It's pandering to me. Like
what about like patches on the uniform? You like those or?
I like that. Because I think, and of course, there's all the NFL rules, and you can't do that. But it's more care. Like it had to be sewn on, and it had to be sewn together. Like a patch, like if you're gonna go buy a patch and go buy a sticker, which one's gonna cost more? The patches. It just shows. I don't know. It's just a little more thing. No one looks the back of the helmet. No one knows what the hell it means. Like I don't know. I just find it a hollow gesture. So I just think and not necessarily this Mike Evans thing with the Walter Payton sticker. Like, I think that I think they should get a patch or a special belt buckle they could wear during the games.
So anyway, regardless of that, Mike Evans, he's done a lot. 3-time Pro Bowler, multiple team records. He's currently listed in the top 5 of touchdown receptions for the year, for the league as a whole, which is very weird because he's like 74th in touchdown or in receiving yards.
Yeah.
And like 182nd in reception targets. But hey, that's a lot, I guess, 2-yard throws. But as you mentioned, he also raised like $2.7 million for like a 12-hour gaming marathon or something like that. He had that kid with cancer that he got. He's just done a lot. He
raised $12 million during that.
No, $2.7 million.
Okay. 12 for 12 hours. Okay.
For 12 hours. Yeah. But that's
still
like
$1 million an hour.
I was going to say, that's like somebody who, like, there was like 1 or 2 like really big donors in that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But still, you got to put it together, and you got to call the corporations and tell them to give them, they're getting a tax write-off. Great. But, might as well go to somebody who needs it, or an organization or a cause that needs it. Then I don't know.
Right.
The government.
So something that's new this year with the Walter Payton Man of the Year award is
you wear stickers on the back of your helmet.
No. Well, no. It's going to be on the side anyway. Duh.
What?
Yeah, it's on the side.
Right over the skull?
Side, not the.
Are you serious?
Right over the eye of the skull is where they're going to put it.
Nice.
No, but fans get to get involved this year. If you guys go on, it's a social media campaign, kind of like the Pro Bowl vote a little bit, but you use the hashtag WPMOY, Walter Payton Man of the Year, WPMOY challenge Evans. And you can do that as many times as you want between now and January 17th. And if he comes in the top 3, they're going to add an additional $25,000 to his charity of choice. But the other thing is once a week, they're going to pick one tweet from somebody who did one of those. And that person is going to get $100 gift card to the NFL shop. And the player, their charity is going to get like $2,500.
Okay.
So
I like that.
There's something that as fans, we can get involved in as well. It's not going to affect who actually wins the award at the end.
That's the important part.
It's not going to do that.
Yeah.
But it will, it's something that keeps the fans involved, but help out as well. Now, here's what I don't know. I don't know if it's hashtag WMPOY challenge space, and then you put Evans's name, or if the entire hashtag is WPMOY challenge Evans with no space. Like, I'm not sure that there was no clarity on that one way or the other. I was trying to figure that out, and nobody seemed to know. So it could go.
When I fire off my angry tweet at Buccaneers because they owe me $2.50, I'll ask them. Okay. And ask them about the hashtag. Is there a space? Is that the hashtag Evans, or is Evans in the hashtag? I would think Evans is in the hashtag.
I would think so,
because that's how they search it.
Calculate it that way. Yeah. Because otherwise somebody just puts in WPMO challenge, and then they have to pull all those up and like by hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. They have to do it that way. All right. So anyway, so that's all the good news. Ren, you had a few that you wanted to.
Why are you blaming all these on me?
Huh? I'm not blaming it. Because I'm not actually sure what all. Well, okay, let's go with the one that I do know. Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
Bearing the lead here. Byron Leftwich in a press conference this week pulled a Dirk Cutter-esque blunder.
Yeah, he did.
Remember a couple years ago when Dirk Cutter was like, "Hey, look, guys, I don't know what the problem is. If I knew, it'd be fixed."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was every press conference.
Yeah.
What? Well, Byron Leftwich gets out there and he's like, "Hey, guys, I don't know why we don't run more play action. It works. I don't know why we don't do it."
I really can't honestly tell you why we don't run more play action. I'm sorry. Like, do you or do you not call the plays?
Who knows?
Who
the hell does know? Exactly.
Session every week.
Exactly. Who does know? And at some point, you just like, if Tom keeps checking out of it, then just pull Tom to the side and be like, quit checking out of my play action calls. Don't do it. I don't care what you see. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you think's going on. Don't check out of it. And then right after that, you go, quit asking for Leonard Fournette because I'm not putting him in the fucking game.
I like it. Like,
at some point, if all these, rumors are true that Tom's calling all the plays and we do as much motion as Tom wants, and it's the reason Fournette's there is because Tom wanted him, and Tom trusts Leonard, and doesn't trust Rojo, and that's why he gets the ball and he gets to call the plays around Leonard. At some point, you're the coach. You're the coordinator. At some point, you got to be like, look, players play, coaches coach. I've heard Michael say that many a times. I've heard Tom Brady say it many a times, especially in New England. Players play, coaches coach. Like, so if those things are true, like, who's running the ship? No one knows, and it's starting to get a little frustrating. I don't know. Michael, what do you like? Where are you on this Byron Leftwich?
I don't know, guys. I mean, it's we have to run the ball consistently. We got to run the ball effectively, and then run it consistently, and then maybe do some play action on the side.
Yeah, what was that?
So, it's like
that was also a bullshit lie.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. You guys know you don't have to run the ball, to run play action. You can run play action when you want to. Yeah. Those linebackers are going to bite regardless, because defense is reactionary. So you can run play action. I mean, the Rams do it all the damn time. And, they're one of the top offenses right now, and they're clicking. You want run attempts. You gotta have attempts of runs to at least show commitment to it. Can't have 5 runs in a game. That's not a good start. So you gotta run the football at least and have some type of balance, but it's not necessarily need to be effective where you're averaging 5 yards per carry. You just have to show the threat of it. And Rojo is 4th best rusher in this league, so automatically he's a threat when on the field. Use the play action. But
I looked it up today. Rojo has roughly 100 less touches than Cook. Rushing attempts, not even touches. Right. 100 less rushing attempts than Cook or Henry. 100. He has 161. They're in the 260s, 250s. Yeah. Like that, and it was like the Doug Martin year where he only trailed, Adrian Peterson by 50 yards, but he didn't get but Adrian Peterson had the ball like an extra 63 times. Like Doug Martin was clearly the better back that year. And with Rojo, it's just like you got to be kidding me, man. Like, I don't know why. Well, guess what? Every single person, every content creator, everybody on Twitter, a lot of Bucs fans knows. Like, I'll even give it up to the talking heads nationally. They know. Like, if you want to run the ball, you got to give it to the running back. I mean, it's newsflash here. Like, and their answers, and Brent knows this, like, you don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Like if you don't want to answer the question, don't answer the question. Okay. But do not freaking lie to me. Like, okay, you can lie to me. Don't lie to me like I'm a 2-year-old, like I don't know any better though. You know, like I feel like I'm being mansplained to. And apparently that's bad.
Yeah. But guys, we're gonna do what's best to win the game. That's what we're doing every week. You know, we're gonna come up with a game plan.
We're gonna be multiple. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like play soft zone and rush 4 against the Saints.
Right.
Like how many game plans did you have to throw out that you thought was a bad idea before you settled on that Saints defensive game plan or the Chiefs defensive game plan?
Yeah. Play cover 1 the whole half. You know.
How about we double Tyreek Hill? No. That's not a good idea.
Not necessary. We got Carlton Davis, the best corner in the league.
Confuse the hell out of him if we don't.
We don't play Carlton Davis 1-on-1 against anybody. I know, but it's all right. Like
let's play number 28 who can't see the holes and rush up the middle and get no gain, or play, you know, a guy that's 6 foot 230 but plays like a back that's 180, and you know, we'll just continue with that.
How are these decisions the best?
Right.
You know, like
where you have a guy like Keyshawn Vaughn who can come in and do the same damn thing that Leonard Fournette does, probably offer more upside, catch the football, and pass protect a lot better. But let's just keep him inactive.
Yeah, let's just keep him in. Like, I mean, and I was so upset about the media not pushing back on Byron Leftwich during that press conference. I almost went live. Yeah. Like I almost went on YouTube live, and I was just like, "What?"
How much of that do you think was the people in the press conference being like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
they did that because everyone who was on the Zoom call tweeted about it. Like, what? Like that was their tweet. Like, what? Well, he's right in front of you. Ask him. And you don't have to be like you just go, "Yeah, Byron, about that, you know, last question you said, like, I don't think fans are really going to understand that." Or, you know, you're having pulling their hair out. So can you explain further how you don't know why you're not running enough play action when you're the play caller? Like, I don't think that explanation is really going to jive with anybody that, you know, can add.
Right. But he'll respond. He'll be like, "We don't care about the fans. We just care about what we're doing. We're not going to study what other teams are doing. None of that. You know, we're just going to continue to run our scheme and hope it works every week. Hope that the talent of the team overcomes the deficiencies of our coaching staff. That's how we're going to play it."
Talent of our team overcomes the deficiencies.
Yep.
We're just hoping we're just going to gather all these guys so we don't have to coach. We're just going to call plays. That's kind of.
We don't know. We don't know who's calling the plays. So
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, speaking of calling the plays and coaching, let's talk about the coach's son.
Okay, yeah.
Brandon gave me a line. All he said was Jake Arians and Paige
DeMacos.
Yeah, is that how you say it? And I have no idea what you want to say about this. So
sure,
have at it, brother.
Jake has been making his rounds. He was on Pewter Report podcast. He's been on Loose Cannons a couple times. Paige DeMacos is on Loose Cannons almost every Friday. And they're fun to listen to. Like I can listen to Paige talk about football all the time. Not so much Jake, but like I understand his thought process, and he can explain it how he gets from A to B to C. Not necessarily agree with it, but I get it. If you're a Bucs fan and you're looking for answers, those are not the two people to go to, because they almost practically work for the Buccaneers. Like if you want to know what's going on and who's calling the plays, you're not going to go to Scott Smith at Buccaneers.com. You're not going to go to Casey. You're not going to go to Carmen. Like those people work for the team. Like they look through pewter colored glasses. Now, Jake, who I think he's his dad's agent. Like I looked, I tried to find it. I couldn't find it, but I've heard it a couple of times. So I'm just kind of putting it out there. But if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. So, and also Paige has been like an adopted daughter of the Arians family. So not only are their glasses colored pewter, they're also colored, they're BA first, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Family first, you know, even if Jake happens to be his agent, be like, listen to Drew Rosenthal talk about one of his players. He's never going to say anything bad. And if you listen to these guys when they get pressed in interviews on the Loose Cannons and Pewter Report podcast, like they blame everyone except Bruce.
Mhm.
Like everyone, like they'll blame Brady a lot. They'll blame the players. Paige blamed the players for not showing up in the Saints game when it was definitely just a terrible defensive scheme. It was just a boneheaded, dumb defensive scheme. It was.
Mhm.
So I like listening to talk about football. I like listening to talk about Buccaneers. If you're looking for what's going on in the building and you can get them to tell you, those are the people to go to. But for them to come here and talk about, they also talk a lot about how the fans are dumb or have too high expectations and this and that. And I can get it because I'm sure they're getting blasted on Twitter from dumb fans, or I can't believe they go on the Facebook. They can't be that dumb. So like maybe Facebook. And if you get like 2, 3, 4 negative comments of people blasting you, Bucs fans blasting you about your opinion, you kind of take that's the whole. Like that's everyone out there. And a lot of people, it's just a drop in the bucket, but everyone does that on social media. It's very easy to fall into. But if you want to find out how to fix it and what's really going on, those aren't the two people to go to it and ask, because it's going to be BA glasses, then it's going to be pewter glasses, and then like there's nothing after that. That's just how it is. So that's what I just have to say about those two, because they are very prominent in the Bucs content creator circle right now, and I just want everyone to to think about it. Like if you take whatever they say as gospel, that's fine. I just want to put that out there that it's probably not the best thing to do if you're looking for an unbiased, at least someone that will call a spade a spade. And they'll call a spade as long as it isn't Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, it goes. I think I've heard some of the stuff that they've done, and I respect them both, and they do good work. But
they do great work.
Yeah. I mean, but I agree with you. I mean, again, they are, and this goes back to coaches coach, players play. Players have to execute said game plan, and it does fall on their shoulders. But at the same time, if that game plan is designed to fail, or if it's not going to work, then yeah, there needs to be some accountability for that staff. And yeah, I've heard them multiple times. It's a lot of it is put on the players, and there's just not that that standard applied to the coaching staff as it is to the players. And that I understand where you're coming from, Ren, and I agree with that.
Yeah,
right.
Brent.
So not a headline, just your own thoughts you had on two people.
Headline.
Not a headline.
I can make it a headline.
All right. Well, let's see what you got next, because you also said Tom Moore.
Right. Yeah, this is a headline.
Okay.
Because and this is something that and I don't want to jump on these guys too hard, because again, I really like to listen to them talk about football in general and the Buccaneers, as long as you can't press them for like why is this happening, because you're just not going to get 100% honest answer, or a slanted or a biased answer, in my opinion. I have heard both of them say, Paige DeMacos and Jake Arians, about how Tom Moore is the best play caller on the staff.
Right.
So why the fuck isn't he calling plays? Why is the third best play caller on the staff calling the fucking plays? If we're all in, then why is Tom Moore not calling the plays? Because this is something they jump back to when people press him about play calling, or the game plan. They're like, whoa, Tom Moore, he might be the best play caller on the team. Like, he's got more football than anybody knows in the entire NFL. Then why the fuck isn't he calling plays?
Is he calling plays?
No, he's still the best play caller, right? Like, because I mean, what do they have? They have like 12 seconds to pick the play and like get it in.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
I mean,
and
usually
honestly,
you
while the
call
play is happening, you're looking at what the next play is going to be. Like, you're
Right.
barely watching the play that's happening as it's going on. Like,
no, you're watching, because it's all broken down and distance.
Mm-hmm.
It's all broken down and distance.
Usually they have a couple plays already picked out.
But then you're still you're going through it at 12 12 seconds at a time, seeing where you need to adjust. go around. And listen, I've seen Tom Moore out there, and I look. One of the things I'll say is he's in there at 3:00 every morning. He's first one in the building. He beats everybody else out into the building, which is awesome because he might be going to bed at 3:00 in the afternoon. I don't know. It's just based on my own grandparents. But Tom Moore is no spring chicken. I mean, he's also the oldest person on the staff. So I don't
Are you
know.
what? Are you an ageist?
No, I'm not. I'm making an observation that I don't want to say he's not capable of making the calls, but that's not where he is still today. And we know with BA, and look, as much as I hear people rail against BA not calling the plays, the big reason for that has usually been, at least given, is it's his health.
Yeah.
If he calls the plays, he's not going to be able to keep coaching. And I don't know why. I don't know why calling plays takes so much out of a person. Like it doesn't seem like it should take that much out to me. I don't know why calling the plays is not good for his health. But if it's not good for BA's health, who seems like he's 10, 20 years younger than Tom Moore, like it might not be Tom Moore. I'm just trying to answer your question. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just trying to provide any logical sense of semblance of an answer from somebody who's completely guessing.
Right. And the reason it's all about your demeanor in calling plays. Like when Byron Leftwich calls plays, he doesn't get nearly as emotionally invested as BA does in probably anything. Horseshoes, walking to the car, turning on the shower. Like BA is way more emotionally invested than Byron Leftwich would be. And that's why he gets worked up in the stress and the health problems. I don't know if Tom Moore's like that or not. But it just struck me as, because I keep hearing that answer, like, whoa, play calling, like Sean McVay had out coached the Buccaneers. Whoa. Sean McVay doesn't know as much. Well, then why the fuck isn't Tom Moore calling the fucking plays?
There goes our PG-13 rating for the show, by the way.
We don't have one. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's not a dire question. I understand where that can just be brushed away. Like it's no big deal. I get it. Like, oh, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter because this is the play call we have, and that's what we got to worry about. Okay, fine. But it's just when you give that as sort of like a reason about why this coaching staff is so great, well, then why isn't he doing what you say that he's the best at?
Yeah.
I have no other answer than what I just gave you, and I don't even know how much water that
I don't know either.
Yeah, I have no idea. I do want to address this real quick, and I'm not sure how often we have addressed this. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe never really at all on air. But in the chat room, there's a couple people, at least one person who's saying fire Bruce Arians, and that's been the chant here for a little bit. A lot of people out there calling for Bruce Arians' job at a spot where the team is at 7-5, has a really good shot at the playoffs, and people are calling for his job. Plus, your thoughts on firing Bruce Arians at this particular point, like right now.
Yeah. I'm not to that point. I will get on them as far as it's just how, and we spoke on this on our pod, Monday. It's just how they approach things is really what irritates me. It's the process. It's, the scheming, the game planning, how they utilize their players. That is something that it needs to be a lot better. There's just so many things they can do offensively, defensively, where they can put these players to be better, and they don't do it. Just see some more modern things. Use some motion, they use some more play action, how they run the football, when they run the football. Just those things is what ticks me off. So I don't know, if that leads to firing the coach. We're going to find out, as these final weeks, come down. I think it really depends on how they finish the season and how they look in the playoffs, if that's where they're going, because it seems to me when they get up against a coach that can scheme and pretty much, knows how to win matchups, they struggle.
A coach that actually can be multiple.
Yeah, exactly.
Can pull it off.
Right.
Say that's what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then do the same thing every week.
Right. Yeah, when they go up against a team that can be versatile, like you're saying, and like can just game plan for that specific game and present something entirely different from what you've seen on tape. Yeah, I mean, especially against Sean Payton, as we've seen. I mean, that's where they just can't.
It's a terrible matchup.
Yeah, I mean, he just outcoaches them so badly. It's hard to watch.
It is hard to watch, and I'm with my like you're not going to fire BA, but I understand the fans' frustration. It's because like you can forgive the first Saints game, but then you come out on prime time and you get beat 31-3 at halftime with a bone. Like again, how many plans do you have to reject before you decide to go soft zone and rush 4 against Drew Brees? Like how where is that? Like where was that was the best plan you could come up with? Again against it. Oh, we're going to single Tyreek Hill. Okay. But also offensively it's kind of, I was always looking for a way to put it. And I think Tony Romo hit it on the head with the game he called the Chiefs game. It's so hard. Everything's so hard.
Yeah.
Everything's a struggle. Like every first down's a struggle. It's just every time, everything, it doesn't move naturally or flow like that very first drive we had against the Saints in the first game. Like that was beautiful, right down the field, no penalties. Everything was positive, a positive play, not a negative play. And it was like boom, boom, and it was in. It was like, okay. This is, okay. I mean, I was certainly not going to do that every play, but here it is. Here's this offense with Tom Brady running it. Right. And then it got a little better, peaked at the Raiders game. And then defensively, the Bucs have been out-schemed by the opponent's offense since the Giants game. Every game. And it's not hard to see. So when you lose, 3 or 4, even though they're really good teams, but like the Chiefs could have put 60 on us if they wanted to.
Yeah. They
could have. So don't give me this crap. Oh, you only lost by 3. Bull crap. Bull crap. They backed off. Yeah. The Saints could have put, they scored 31. You think the defense came out and all of a sudden just stopped it? Like, oh, now they only got 7? Maybe not. I don't really believe that. And then the Rams game where all you had to do was tackle. Like, that's all you had to do. And they didn't do it. The defense didn't do it. Like that's all you had to do. They threw smoke screens and bubble screens to the receivers and crossing routes, but none of the crossing routes were any deeper than like 7 yards. And then all I had to do was come up and make the tackle, and Cooper Kupp would have his back to the cornerback, spin out, sometimes get 2 yards, sometimes get 5 yards, always get a first down, sometimes get 35 yards. He did it like twice. All you had to do was tackle. And so when it's something Brett and I always say, it's how you lose the game. It's not about winning and losing. It's about how you win and how you lose. And these losses have been bad with, barely getting by the Giants, who, are a pretty tough team. I mean, they're playing some pretty good football right now. But then getting to Carolina, where every quarterback comes out so hot against us. Like, I'm 14 for 15 for 178 yards and a touchdown, and it's halfway through the second quarter. And everyone comes out like that. Even the game where we scored 7 times in a row against the Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater started out like that. Everyone starts. Goff did it. Like, Daniel Jones didn't do it because he's not very good. Goff did it. Breeze did it. Bridgewater did it. Like, they all do it, and it's just – and so I can understand why people think it's not working, because they're looking at the Sean Paytons, the Sean McVays, the Andy Reids, who actually do what the Buccaneers coaching staff saying they do. And the Bucs coaching staff is telling us one thing and they're not coming through. So you want a change because because the talent is there to beat anybody. Yeah. And you're getting beat, and you're getting beat badly, and you're getting beat because of coaching. So
as a Buccaneers fan, and understanding what this franchise and what the fans have been through for the last 45 some odd years, when the team goes out and embarrasses us, like, we can handle losing, right? Like, as a fan base, we can handle losing. Getting embarrassed does not do well. It does not sit well. In that Saints game where we got embarrassed, we didn't get embarrassed in the Chiefs game. I don't know that they would have put up 60 if they really wanted to, but yeah, I get what you're saying when you say that they backed off. But it's that Chiefs game, or I'm sorry, not the Chiefs game. It's that Saints game, that second Saints game. And when you embarrass the fans, because it wasn't just the team, it was the fan. Like when you wake up the next day and you feel like you can't wear your Buccaneers gear for the next week, like because you feel ashamed that you're a fan of this team, and it takes you days to get over something like that. That's not an okay thing. That's a really hard thing to get over. That being said, 3 points in that game. Fine. The fact of the matter is this team is 7-5. They're in control of their destiny to head to the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. Now, I think it is. They're the highest scoring team that this franchise has ever had. They're the most prolific offense this team has ever had, which I don't understand how that's true. It just is, but it's true. And we've seen a lot of really good offenses in the last bunch of years here in Tampa. This coaching staff's not getting fired, guys. They're just not.
Yeah.
It's not getting fired. Whether you like it or not, they're not getting fired. But that doesn't make every single criticism that Ren has been talking about, that plus you have been talking about, that you and Mark talk about on your show, it doesn't make any of that less true. And it doesn't make it any less warranted, because it's 100% warranted. It 100% needs to be called out. And we as fans are not going to stand for bullshit like that, especially when you go out and embarrass us. And that's going to be hard to forgive. And honestly, I think what's happened is they broke trust. The coaching staff has broken trust, broken faith with the fans. And frankly, I don't, as a group,
I like that.
I don't know that we trust them anymore. Do
I
you guys
don't
trust
no
the team's going to go out and put together a good game plan against the Vikings?
Oh yes,
the team should beat the Vikings.
Right?
Is it going to be a good game plan, and they're gonna run the ball the way they need to run the ball, and they're gonna play defense, and make adjustments.
They're gonna play cover 2 and make them and make, like, Cousins throws the ball down the field. I mean, it's like you play cover, like you can double. Like both of their top 2 tight ends are out. Just double, and everyone else play the run, and the Vikings will score 17 maybe. If you don't turn the ball over, it'll be less. Just like that's it. Just double. I mean, but Bowles won't freaking be. Nope, single high.
That's
single
right.
high. Playing single high. Single high.
You don't have faith.
Yeah,
I don't have faith in the coaching. Like, they've broken my. Like, I don't trust them. Now, after 2 weeks, do I think they? I think they can do it. Like, they know way more football than I'll ever know. So it's really hard for, like, I always like to take it to the next step. Okay, so they're not going to, like, the Chiefs game. This is what we decided to do with Carlton Davis. Okay, why? Like, I make the joke, like, okay, what plan did you have to scrap to think this one was better? Okay, why did you decide to go with Carlton Davis? Look down the line. But I can't find one. I can't find one against the Saints game plan. I couldn't find one against the Giants game plan. Like, I just can't find one. So I would like for them to explain it to me. Of course they're not. But yeah, broken trust. Like I don't trust the words that come out of BA's mouth anymore. I do not trust the words that come out of Byron Leftwich's mouth anymore. I do not trust the words that comes out of Todd. Actually, I do trust the words that come out of Todd Bowles' mouth, but it doesn't. But he's been the biggest hindrance to this team since the Raiders game.
It's Todd Bowles, not Byron Leftwich, not Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles.
Yeah, it's been Todd Bowles, because his defensive game plans have been bad. They have been bad. Now, can they turn them around? Yeah, of course they can. Like, do I think this team's going to get hot? Yeah, you know why? Because the 4 defenses are playing are terrible. That's why. It's not that I trust Bowles to come up with this great defensive game plan that's going to shut down the Falcons twice, the Lions and the Vikings. No, it's because we're going to outscore them if we have to, because all their defenses are terrible. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, broken trust. Yeah. I mean, because but again, if they come out and double and put everyone else against the run, especially since they're on their 3rd tight end, like, and just, we'll see what happens when they put a guy in the slot. We'll just have to, like, okay, if you want to throw to the guy in the slot 8 times in a row to drive down the field, we'll let you do it. Like, They can totally smother this team offensively and totally dominate them offensive. Well, you know what I'm saying. The defense can smother their offense, and our offense can just blow out this defense. They can do it. It's not really that hard. Are they going to do it? I don't think so. I really don't. But if they do, my trust is right back there, because I feel like, well, they self-scouted. They just had a week off. Blah, 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 blah. And then, next week in Atlanta, they're just, Julio Jones. I wouldn't cover that guy. Nah,
It's going to be interesting because, I play this forward. Let's say they win the next 4 games. They're on a streak. They're winning 4. Granted, you can only play the teams that you're up against. Bucs can't help their schedule. Yeah. So these are the 4, but they're on a 4-game win streak, and everything's clicking, and they're heading into the playoffs, and that's the right time. And as a Bucs fan, that's what I hope happens. And that finally the team is clicking as they're moving in. But the problem is you still are entering especially that first game of the playoffs, right? And you're going, now wait a minute. Yeah, they're on a 4-game win streak, but the last 4 teams haven't been very good. We're on a 4-game win streak, but what happened the last time we played a series of good teams? Because now we're in the playoffs. Guess what? We're playing good teams again, right? So it's going to be an interesting next 5, 6, 7 weeks, here in Tampa Bay, I think. But regardless, if this team makes playoffs, Bruce Arians isn't getting fired. It's just not.
Arians isn't getting fired if the team misses the playoffs.
And I was going to say, if he skids out all 4 of these next few games, right? And are we on a 1-game win loss streak right now, or 1-game loss, or 2-game loss, whatever it is?
1 game.
Skid out on at least a 5-game loss, miss the playoffs. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see.
2-game loss. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We're on a 3-game loss right now.
3-game home losing streak.
Yeah.
So that means we skid out on a 6-game losing streak at the end of the season.
Again,
that might get to it.
But again, I understand what you're saying. I'm with you 100%. But it depends on what the 4 games look like going in on a 4-game hot streak, going to play, and who we play. It depends. Like if the coaches figured it out. Right. Actually have a game plan, oh, okay, I got it. Okay. Everyone's had a come to Jesus moment and pulling for each other instead of trying to fit a round peg in a square, all that. If that, then yeah.
Letter he wrote a few years ago and read it to everybody again.
Sure. But, but the trust has to be built there. So if they look great in these 4 games, of course I think they can do it. Even if they just squeak into the playoffs, the coaching staff still can put a game plan together to win a playoff game.
But will they?
Well, that's playoff football, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. The Steelers are going to go in with 2 losses, and they're going to lose the first round. They just are. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what's so exciting about playoff football. I mean, I remember playoff football. Even when you're rolling in at 13-3, you're still oh Jesus, every play is ratcheted up. Every first down is ratcheted up. Because that could be the first down that, oh God, we're not going to get the ball for another 6 minutes, already halfway through the first quarter. Oh my God, we're not going to get the ball. By the time if we even score, it'll already be in the second quarter. That's playoff football.
There you go. Well, with that, guys, as we enter into this final stretch of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2020 season, the last quarter, I ask you, and Michael, I'll start with you. You've been so talkative this episode.
Thank you.
That's been me. I'm sorry.
What are you looking forward to watching in this upcoming game against the Vikings? What do you got your eyes on?
Well, run the football. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, Ronald Jones to, get some actual carries and get into a rhythm and, establish that run, because you can run against this team. You can run against the Vikings, and I want to see that. I want to see flow. I want to see, some play action passes that we don't know if we're doing or not. But no, I mean, really looking forward to, this is a big game. I mean, obviously playoffs is, at stake here for this game. If the Vikings win, they put themselves in the driver's seat. The Bucs are still in a good position, even if they lose, but still it's, it's an important game for us to get back on track and really start this 4-game, last 4 games on the right track. So, Eric Kendricks being out, I think is a big thing. So I'm hoping we can take advantage of that. But I just want to see a good game plan. But I'm with you guys. I don't trust the staff to do so. So I'm hoping the talent takes over and Tom Brady comes out refreshed and hits some down the field passes, and we can get that going.
Yeah, I would like for the Vikings not to score in the first quarter, and I would like for the Bucs to score in the first quarter. Like get the ball across midfield on your first drive. Like this is what I'm looking for. Get the ball across midfield on your first drive. Don't let the Vikings score the first 2 times they touch the ball. If that happens, I think it's an easy victory.
Right.
But I can't remember the last time that's happened. Either one of those. Not even like together, but at all. Like,
Right. Yeah, the worst thing that can happen, we get the ball first, right? And we go 3 and out. That would be, that's what we've seen the last however many games it's been. So
3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
Yeah.
It's not just 3 and out.
Yeah.
It's
multiple.
It's 12 and out.
3 and outs. Right. Yeah. Plus, I'm with you. I have been banging the table for this for weeks now, and I'm going to continue to bang this table. You got to give the ball to Rojo 20, 25 times this game.
Yeah.
Mike Evans needs 10 touches, 10 targets, 10 whatever, 10 to 15 targets, touches, and then spread the ball out for everyone else. Be it Chris Godwin or Gronk or Brait or AB, or I don't really care who all gets it after that. But Rojo specifically, not Fournette, not the running back position. Rojo gets 20 to 25 touches. Evans gets at least 10 targets, maybe closer to 15. Spread it out otherwise. I want to see that's the Buccaneers offensive identity. I don't think they're going to do it, but that's what I'm looking for. Over on defense, though, I want to see what Carlton Davis is going to do. He had a real rough game against Tyreek Hill. I want to see if he's going to have a bounce back game. And, is he going to prove that he's worthy of one of those leading Pro Bowl votes, which I think he has been in the lead for quite a while. I don't know if he's continuing to be in the lead right now or not.
Yeah. For the NFC, yes.
Yeah. And by the way, Alex Kappa is still leading. Yeah.
I think fans are confused that they don't know.
Alex is alley. Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly.
Alex is alley.
They know that there's somebody on the Buccaneers guard that deserves, and Kappa is like on the top because it's alphabetical.
Right.
That's the big thing. They don't know how to scroll down. They're like, we're just gonna take the top guy that's available. So.
Yeah, and I think
alley is short for Alex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. I really do. And that's not taking anything from Alex Kappa, except you don't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl.
No, he's a third-year player who does his job. It's not spectacular. It's nothing mind-blowing.
And he's still improving.
He's still improving, and he's right where he needs to be. And
you do not deserve to get in over Alley or Jensen or worse.
Marpet's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Oh, and Devin White. Devin White's the other one.
Yeah, Devin
White. Guy who's going to have a great game because there's no tight end to cover. He doesn't have to cover anybody.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't have to worry about the middle of the field.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Double. There's no tight end. He's going to be a monster. Him and Dalvin Cook are going to get into a fist fight. All they do is freaking talk. Both of them guys.
Yeah.
Bunch of jabberjawers.
Well, let's get into that as we close out the show. It is time for our homage to the godfather of Buccaneers podcasting, old school Derek Fournier. What the Buck used to do a segment called Predictive MVPs for the game. We're going to be doing that here to honor them. Michael Pless from Real Bucs Talk, speaking for you and your co-host, Mark. Who do you predict this week as the MVP for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Now, this is just one player on
one player.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with my guy, Rojo. I'm going to say
I'm sorry. If you want to do one on offense and defense, I won't stop you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll just stick to one. I think Rojo has to be the MVP, so I'm going to go with him. I think he needs a big game, and the coaching staff has said they're going to feature him. They're going to give him the football. So if they want to win our trust back, let's see if it happens. They probably won't, but I'm going with Rojo.
Yeah, I'm so tired of fucking listening to these guys tell me things that don't freaking happen and then come up, well, the game plan didn't, that's... So you're going to give Rojo the ball? Well, it depends on who we're playing. Every team is different. Yeah, but you're still going to run the ball, right? You're going to turn around and hand it to somebody. Is that going to be Rojo or not? Well, it all depends. Really, all depends. Okay.
That answer is no, then.
Yeah. What team switches out their running backs and compared on who they're playing? Is there a team that's a 1A and 1B Cleveland, maybe, but they don't switch it out depending on who's playing. They just beat the crap out of one of them and then put the other guy in. Anyway, I had Rojo. That was going to be my guy. I don't want to give it Devin White because I'm pissed off at him right now because all he did was talk during the whole goddamn Chiefs game. Then come to find out he's mic'd up, so he's out there showboating. So Devin White, and he can't cover. So I've been mad at him for about a month now. So he's definitely not getting it. I don't care. I might lose that one. I don't care. I don't want to give
LaShawn McCoy's a sneaky one. I think he's going to play this week.
sneaky bad, sneaky stinky. He's going to play this week.
I really do.
I don't. I thought of that when you said Rojo. I'm like, I can't give it to Fournette. Maybe I'll give it to Sean McCoy. Oh God, I'm going to give it to Levante David. I think that with the middle of the field being wide open, that he's going to be the other. I really do. I think him and Devin White are both going to be all up in Cook's grill all game long. And I trust Levante David with his run gaps and be able to penetrate without over pursuing to get to Cook a few more times than Devin White does, even though Devin has better speed. So I'm going to go with Levante David.
I'm going to go with somebody that nobody sees coming, except for maybe all the fans out there. That's right. I'm going for the leading Pro Bowl getter, Alex Kappa, to be the MVP of the game.
How are you going to judge that?
He's not going to let any sacks through on his side of the line.
Sure.
I don't.
So that means like every offensive lineman is going to get the MVP.
He's gonna run block for Rojo. Rojo's going to get over 100 yards.
No, but legitimately though, I'm going to put it over on JPP. I think JPP has been having a series of good games, despite everything else.
Yeah,
and he's coming out.
Defense.
Yeah, I think he's.
What you said? Best player on defense?
He really has.
He's played the best.
Yeah.
Okay. They said best player.
Well, he's been the best player recently.
Okay. I got you. Okay. Sorry, Brent. I just, my personality. If I hear something I don't agree with, I just what?
Yes,
sorry. No, I agree. He has played the best last couple.
But
of weeks,
I mean, my God, the guy had 2 interceptions, 2 games back to back. I think we're gonna see him get home. At least I really hope we see him get home, and I want to see somebody be like, "You like that?" all up in dude's face. So, anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Michael, thank you so much.
You know what I was thinking today?
What's that?
I was thinking about that Tyreek Hill backflip.
Oh yeah.
And then I was thinking that when Tyreek Hill came across the middle the next time, Devin White should just lay him out. And when he's there unconscious on the field, Devin White should just do do a back roll. Like just sit on the ground and roll back like a little back flip on the ground and then stand up with a touchdown. And then just, get fined and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's just like I can't they should have broke that guy's leg for doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us. Michael, tell the folks where they can get in touch with you out there and find out all the cool stuff you guys are doing over at Real Bucs Talk.
Yeah, you can check us out. All social media is at Real Bucs Talk. You can find us pretty much YouTube is where we're at right now. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, it's just one word, Real Bucs Talk. You can find us there and do a lot of weekly content. So we have a live stream 8:00 on Monday. And then we also have, film studies, usually Wednesday. And then we have a game preview over the weekend before Sunday's game.
There you go. Ren, why don't you tell the folks where they can slide up into your DMs?
Best place to find me is on Twitter at Rendax, REN_DAXT. I'm always down to talk Buccaneers football.
And if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can find me at Brent Allen Live across all the social medias. And the show is at the Pewtercast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can always email us to thepewtercast@gmail.com. Please keep in mind anything you send us, we may use on a future episode of the Pewtercast. Listen, you guys keep it locked in right here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon over on YouTube, because right as the clock hits 000, we will be going live with the Pewtercast Live, where you guys will be able to call in, join the video chat, all that sorts of stuff to talk about the game, win, lose, or draw, however it works out. Will we be celebrating? Will we be commiserating? Well, we'll find out on Sunday. It's 1:00 kickoff. Bucs are wearing red jerseys. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later. Go Bucs.